Do you know that a small mistake of mine cost me over $2,000? And not only this, it cut nearly 50,000 miles off my engine's life. I'll be honest with you, I learned everything the hard way, and I don't want you to go through the same pain. This is why I'm sharing the top mistakes you should never do to your Toyota. Stick around until the end. I'm revealing one secret oil trick that can add years of life to your engine. Alright, let's start with mistake number 1. Trusting the 10,000-mile oil change lie. That 10,000-mile oil change advice floating around is the quickest way to ruin a Toyota engine. Oil isn't just sitting there, it's constantly working. It picks up moisture, fuel, and carbon every single drive. By the time it hits 5,000 miles in real-world driving, short trips, stop-and-go traffic, dusty roads, the oil has already started breaking down. I've seen it too many times in my shop. Camrys and Corollas are coming in with clogged VVTi systems, engines burning oil, spark plugs fouled, and oil control valves choked up, all from waiting 10,000 miles. One customer's Highlander came in locked up solid at just 120,000 miles because they trusted that long-life oil advice. The repair bill? Nearly $4,000. Toyota engines are built to last, but only if you treat them right. Stick to 5,000 miles or 6 months. Even if you barely drive, the oil ages, collects water, and turns into sludge that eats your engine from the inside. Skipping changes doesn't save money. It costs engines. And I've seen enough ruined Toyotas to say this with confidence. 5,000 miles is the magic number. Mistake number 2. Ignoring your battery. If your Toyota struggles to crank or just won't start, it's usually your 12-volt battery. That little box under the hood does more than most people realize. It doesn't just power the lights and radio, it feeds the starter, ECU, and every electronic system your car depends on. When the voltage drops too low, your Toyota isn't turning over. Period. I've had plenty of customers dragged into the shop by a tow truck, thinking something major broke, only to find a weak battery caused the whole mess. A Corolla once came in with less than 50,000 miles, and the owner was shocked to hear it just needed a new battery. Why? They never tested it, never cleaned it, and the buildup drained it out early. A healthy battery should read above 12.4 volts with the ignition off. Grab a cheap multimeter, test it once in a while, and you'll know when it's fading before it strands you. And don't ignore the gunk on top. That greasy film is vapor residue, and it actually bleeds current even when your car is sitting in the driveway. Corrosion. The white crust on the terminals does the same thing. Clean it with water and a cloth, or brush it off the posts. Let it sit, and you'll be shopping for a $150 replacement way before you should. Batteries can last close to 10 years if you look after them. Neglect them, and they'll fail in 3. Mistake number 3. Neglecting the coolant. I've seen more Toyotas overheat from coolant neglect than just about anything else. And let me start with this. Never open the radiator cap when the engine is hot. That system's under pressure, sometimes up to 15 psi, with coolant temps over 210 degrees Fahrenheit. Open it while it's hot, and it'll erupt like a geyser. I've treated burns in my own shop from people who didn't take that warning seriously. The safe place to check is the plastic reservoir next to the radiator. It has min and max lines. If the coolant sits in between, you're fine. If it's low, top it off, but only with the right Toyota coolant. Red with red, pink with pink. Mix them, and you've just made a chemical soup that corrodes your cooling system from the inside. And don't think you're being clever by adding water. Toyota coolant already comes pre-mixed. Keep diluting it, and you strip away its protection. That's when overheating shows up. Warped cylinder heads, leaking gaskets, and sometimes a full-blown engine replacement. I've had to tell more than one driver their $4,500 repair bill started with just a little water top-off. If the coolant keeps dropping, topping it off won't save you. It means there's a leak, maybe a hose, maybe the water pump. Fix the source first, then refill with the proper coolant. Do it right, and your Toyota stays cool for 300,000 miles. Ignore it, and you're looking at catastrophic failure long before that. Mistake number 4. Forgetting your air filters. Most Toyota owners think about oil changes but completely forget about air filters. And here's the thing, you've got two of them to care about. One protects your engine, the other protects you. Let's start with the engine air filter. Its whole job is to stop dust, dirt, and debris from getting inside your motor. When it clogs up, your engine can't breathe. That means poor fuel economy, sluggish acceleration, and extra strain on internal parts. Too many drivers wait until it looks black before replacing it, but by then, damage has already started. In my shop, I've pulled filters so clogged they looked like carpet, engines running rough, gas mileage tanking. It all traced back to one dirty filter. Most Toyotas need a fresh one every 15,000 to 30,000 miles, depending on where you drive. Then there's the cabin air filter. This one's about you and your passengers. It scrubs the air coming into the cabin, dust, pollen, mold, you name it. If you notice a musty smell when the fan kicks on, that's your filter screaming for a change. Once a year is a safe rule. They're cheap, easy to replace, and save you from bigger problems down the road. Don't skip them. Clean filters mean a happier engine and cleaner air for you. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Mistake number 5, believing transmission fluid lasts forever. Toyota calls it lifetime fluid. But let me ask you, whose lifetime are we talking about? Because if you think that means never changing it, you're setting your transmission up for an early grave. I've seen it too many times. Cars come into my shop slipping, jerking, or refusing to shift smoothly. By then, it's too late. The fluid's broken down, the friction material is floating around, and the small passages inside the transmission are clogged. At that stage, no fluid change will save it. You're staring at a $4,000 rebuild or replacement. The truth is, Toyota's lifetime claim is based on normal driving conditions, but real life isn't normal. Stop-and-go traffic, towing, steep hills, extreme heat, or cold. That's what actually kills transmissions. The smart move? Change your fluid every 60,000 miles, especially if you've got a U660, U760, or U880 transmission. Some newer Toyotas don't even have a dipstick anymore, they're sealed. But sealed doesn't mean maintenance-free, it just means you need the right tools to service them. If your car does have a dipstick, check the level with the engine warm, car in park, on level ground. Wipe it, reinsert, then check again. Fluid should be a healthy reddish pink. Brown means it's due, dark, or burnt. You're already in trouble. And don't even think about topping off with the wrong fluid. CVT, automatic, dual clutch, they all use different formulas. Use the wrong one, and you'll kill the transmission faster than neglecting it. Stick with what Toyota calls for. That's how you keep your transmission alive for the long haul. Mistake number 6, ignoring your brake fluid. Most Toyota owners never think about brake fluid until the ABS light comes on or the brakes fade on a downhill run. By then, the damage is already in motion. Brake fluid is hygroscopic. It pulls moisture right out of the air. Over time, that water lowers the boiling point of the fluid. Step hard on the brakes, and the fluid can literally boil, leaving you with a soft pedal, longer stopping distances, or complete brake failure. I've had customers towed in shaking because their pedal went straight to the floor after a long downhill. That's not just dangerous, it's expensive. Modern Toyotas with ABS and electronic parking brakes don't tolerate dirty fluid. Moisture and debris in the system can burn out the ABS pump, jam calipers, or ruin the modulator. Those repairs climb into the hundreds, even thousands of dollars. The fix is simple. Flush your brake fluid every 2 to 3 years. Not just bleed it, flush it. Get all the old fluid out and replace it with fresh Toyota-approved DOT3 or DOT4, depending on your model. If you're doing it yourself, start with the wheel farthest from the master cylinder. Use a clear hose and have a helper press the brake pedal. Keep the reservoir topped off and repeat until the fluid runs clean. Once it's done, the pedal should feel firm and sharp. This is one of the cheapest maintenance items on a Toyota, But skip it and you're gambling with both your wallet and your life. Mistake number 7. Ignoring power. Steering fluid. Not every Toyota today needs power steering fluid. Most modern models run on electric power steering, so no fluid, no leaks, no mess. But if your Toyota still uses a hydraulic system, this one's for you. Pop the hood and you'll find a reservoir marked power steering. It has hot and cold level lines. Check it based on the engine temperature. Now here's where many people go wrong. They see it's low, top it off, and think the job's done. That's not maintenance. That's a Band-Aid. Low power steering fluid almost always means there's a leak, and leaks don't fix themselves. They get worse. I've had cars roll into my shop whining like a siren when the wheel turned. That noise. It's the pump starving for fluid. Keep driving like that, and the pump seizes up. At that point, you're looking at a $500 to $1,000 repair. If you hear whining, stop and check immediately. Yes, you can top it off with the correct Toyota-approved fluid, but don't ignore the bigger issue. Keep monitoring it, and if it keeps dropping, find the leak and fix it before the pump gives out. A little attention here saves you from a big, ugly bill later. Now, I'll let you in on something I learned after years of hit and trial. It's buried deep in the owner's manual, and honestly, I overlooked it myself for years. Toyota actually recommends different oil viscosities for different driving conditions. Most people just pour in 0W20 or 5W30 because that's what's printed on the oil cap. But the fine print tells a different story. In hotter climates, or if you tow, haul, or push your Toyota hard, switching to a slightly thicker oil like 5W30 gives your engine a stronger protective film. That extra thickness helps prevent wear when your engine is working its hardest. In colder regions, a thinner oil flows more easily at startup, reducing strain on the pump and protecting your engine during those freezing mornings. I've seen both sides of this in my shop. One customer ignored the manual and stuck with the wrong viscosity. By 150,000 miles, their Camry was burning oil like crazy. On the other hand, I had a Highlander owner who followed the viscosity chart religiously, and that SUV is still running smoothly past 320,000 miles. It's such a small detail, hidden in plain sight, but it's the difference between premature wear and an engine that lives an extra 50,000 miles or more. Check your manual. Match the viscosity to your conditions. It's one of the easiest ways to keep your Toyota running like new. Now don't learn this lesson the expensive way like I did. And be sure to watch this video next where I'm explaining how to inspect a used Toyota before buying.